Hi, so I'm the Sheepsy, for lack of a better username. Um, I recently uploaded my first video and it's been suggested to me to do a teacher tag. I'm sorry for the reflection in my glasses. They're really new for me. I can see without them, but I'm meant to use them when using the computer and reading. Probably should take them off. I don't know. Leave them on, take them off. Whoa, takes my eyes a bit to adjust. But I'm going to do the teacher tag. Now, I've had some suggestions about my hand movements and to keep my hands out of the frame, so I'm currently leaning on my hands to stop them from moving. I do still keep looking at myself, even though now I'm filming on the MacBook. I'm filming in my dining room, which does echo a little bit in here, so I'm sorry for the audio quality. But yeah, let's move on. So, and now I'm playing with my hands. I'm married into a Middle Eastern family and they talk with their hands, and that's just what I do. So I just need to relax, lean back on my hands, and go slowly. Okay, how long have I been teaching? I graduated in 2015. Actually, it was the end of 2014, but my graduation ceremony was in April the year after, in 2015. So I've been teaching throughout that year, all the way up until now. So it's about 3 years now, roughly. I have, what else? What's the other question? What grades have I taught and my background? So I did a variety in my previous video. I explained it a bit better than I'm probably about to. But I started off as a casual teacher in New South Wales. Answering a question, 2 questions ahead, but I started off as a casual teacher. I then was discovered, for lack of a better word, and I'm on my hands again, through an app called ClassCover. My school added me using this app, my current school, and I was called in as a regular casual. And I was in for one term that they had me as, I was doing blocks there. And then they asked me to do a last new arrivals program role, and RFF, added RFF to that as well. The year after that, last year, I was on a stage 2 class. I was team teaching on 2 different stage 2 classes. I say a lot. And again, I was teaching on a stage 2 class for the start of the year with my supervisor, my assistant principal. On her maternity days, I was teaching during that time. And then the second half of the year, I actually got a contract to continue doing that, as well as then pick up the other stage 2 class within the school. So I was team teaching 4 days a week, 2 days on one stage 2 class, 2 days on the other stage 2 class, and then my Fridays were filled with casual for this, that, and the other, and the day change and all of that. So I did a lot of stage 2 and RFF and that sort of stuff last year. This year, sorry, that was the year before last, it's actually the 2nd of January, so last year I actually had my own class. The year before I was on stage 2. There goes my hands again. So I had my own stage 3 class last year, my very first on my own class, and I love the way that I came into it. I started off as a casual, and then I added my hands. I started off as a casual, and then I Then I moved up into a 2-day-a-week role, team teaching. Like, I was supported, and then I had the 4 days of team teaching with 2 different teachers, and I just feel like I was like set up to succeed. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but it was like a soft getting into my own class, so it was good. And yeah, this year I have a stage 3 class again, so I'm really looking forward to that. What grade do I teach? Wow, that was a big crash outside my window. I think it was just someone hitting a speed hump. What grade do I teach? I already answered that. Where do I teach? I teach in New South Wales. The state I teach in is New South Wales, in southwestern Sydney. School mascot, we don't have a school mascot. Stars are a big thing with us at the moment. We're a positive behaviour for learning school. So, and our whole thing is about stars, so I guess a star would be our mascot. This is an American tag, I'm guessing. How many students are in your class? So it changes, it varies. Last year I had 20s. I started with 29, I think. And then I ended the year with 27. I had students that came and left and all of that. This year, I think I have around 25. And stage 3 is about 25 to 30 classes. That's generally what stage 3, what you'd find in a stage 3 class. What's your ideal class size? It's hard because it would be different for different stages. I feel like 30 is very heavy, a lot to have in the class. Not that I would complain about 30, but I feel like 30 would be too much. Too many. I think about 25, 26, 27. Actually, I like the flat numbers. I don't know, the even or the fives. So maybe 25, 26. That would be my ideal class size. What's your favourite drink from Starbucks? I don't drink Starbucks. I don't drink coffee. Maybe that makes me weird. I have coffee cups, but I don't put coffee in them. I'll have tea. And even then, I cannot remember the tea that I drink. I always have to ask, what's the normal tea? If you were to go by normal tea, what's normal tea? None of this special green, pink, purple, whatever tea. Just the normal Lipton tea bags. I'll have hot chocolates and frappes and things like that, but yeah, I'm not a Starbucks person. Sorry for the notifications on my computer. What's your favourite online resource? I love Teach Starter. You can use my coupon code. I pay full price for Teach Starter every year because I never ever give out my coupon code. Don't know. What's my favourite online resource? If we're talking about digital resources that I use with my class, I love Padlet. I love the Google for Education range suite. I use Google Classroom. I use Google Sites to do my online program. I collaborate with my my grade partner using Google Docs. I love Google. I'm starting to look into OneNote. I've done my my Microsoft teacher certifications, but I have to admit I don't use the site as much as what I could. I do use it, but I don't use it as much as what I could. Yeah, it'd have to be the Google Suite, I think. I love Kahoot. Love Flickrs. Yeah. Maybe I can make a whole new video about what technology I use in the classroom, because I do use a lot of technology in my classroom. Describe my perfect classroom. It's hard because I've had my own classroom only for a year, so there are things that I had in my classroom last year that didn't work. There are things that I'm bringing in this year that I hope work, but what is my perfect classroom? Natural lighting, definitely. We have the timers in our classroom, and they go for, I think, 2 hours, and then they turn off all the lights, the ceiling lights within the classroom. And myself and my class last year, as soon as they went off, we left them off. We preferred the light that was coming in from the curtains more than any artificial light. That said, we had desk lights and things like that. That was more so that to keep the students on task. There's a light. I don't know how to explain that really well. That's something I'd have to go into more detail. But I did have. I had Bunnings $7 desk lights, and that helped to keep my students on task. So lighting is a big thing. Flexible seating is definitely a perfect thing in my classroom. It makes it sound like it works perfectly, but in my perfect classroom, I'd have flexible seating, range of different desk heights and things like that. I had some big boys in my class last year. I'm not a tiny little thing either, so having desks that actually suited my students and myself, that was awesome, and that's something I'll continue to have. Different types of seating. I don't know about you, but the plastic seating that's in a lot of classrooms, it's great for sometimes, but not for the whole time. It's like Cookie Monster, sometimes food. Seating, enough technology for all of my students. That would be a great thing. We do use technology quite a lot. It's not our be-all, end-all. We use other things, but we do use technology quite a lot, and we're often having to share devices amongst 3 or 4 students, which, yes, we are fortunate to have enough devices to be able to share it amongst a little amount of students, but it would be nice for every student to have their own device, for them to be able to access and not have to share. It does take up a lot of time having to repeat things and stuff like that. A perfect classroom, somewhere where growth mindset is there. That last year, that was a big focus of mine, working with my students to actually feel like they and know that they can succeed if they try. To have that resilience. That would be my perfect classroom. What's your favourite part about teaching? I watched Kafupaland's video just before this, and this is where I've got the idea. It's actually suggested that I do it. She actually suggested that I do this tag, and I watched her video, and she said that light bulb moment, and that light bulb moment is honestly the best thing in the world. Seeing your students sitting there and doing and having the lecture time and explaining something and having your students look at you like, what? Huh? I don't get it. And then working through things and all of a sudden that light bulb goes on and they're like, that is the best thing in the world. I love that moment. That's probably my favourite part of teaching. My least favourite part of teaching. I love teaching. I love every part of it, even the excessive amounts of paperwork. I don't know. Least favourite part of teaching. I don't like saying goodbye to students. Being a 5-6 teacher last year, saying goodbye to students at the end of the year. You know what? Possibly my least favourite part is seeing the disadvantage that some students have. Seeing some students not being able to access things that others can. That's probably my least favourite part of teaching. And I wish I could just fix that. I wish. And last question, because this vlog has gone on forever and you're probably tuned out back at question 4. But last question, what advice would you give to a beginning teacher or someone who wants to become a teacher? I would give the advice that if you want to be a teacher, if it's don't do it because you're told to do it. Do it because it's what you want to do. You will not last if you're just thinking it's something that it's just a job that you'll pick up and you can do. It's something you have to have the heart for. It is a hard job. I love every second of my job, but it is hard. Don't listen to the people, the naysayers. Listen to the people that know what they're talking about. I'm sure I just talked in circles, but yeah. Yeah. I do have more advice and things like that, but this is me just rattling off things in my brain. I'd have to sit down and actually plan out and think about what I'm going to say. But yeah, so that was, I believe that's the last of the questions. Yes, it is. That was the last of the teach tag questions. I hope you enjoyed my tag. I hope you enjoyed the glare of the computer in my glasses, the sound of the air conditioner, the sound of my dog looking through the curtain, and my constant rattling off, but and my hands. Yeah. Okay. Like, subscribe and comment, and I will do another video soon. Thank you.